Welcome to Money Matures, guys, the channel where we talk about all things money, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is my first Zoom interview. So pray for us. Pray for us. I got my nephew Dylan on here today. Super excited to have you. Had you out here last weekend, had a great time hanging out with you, but wanted to have this opportunity to kind of pick your brain about a lot of different things, about spending and savings habits, about risk and investments, about environment and people in our surroundings, all of those things. The word of the day for today is going to be education. All right. We're talking self-education, collegiate education, whatever you do to educate yourself. That's what this is going to be all about. So first and foremost, Dylan, please introduce yourself to my 117 followers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan. I am a junior at the University of Utah. I'm studying finance. I work at JP Morgan Chase as an associate banker, and I'm also an intern with data analytics at the Global Career Accelerator.
That stressed me out. Okay, so
sorry.
You do. Hey, listen, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to tell everybody right now, this man is smarter than me. There's no question.
Not a chance.
The man doing three different things. Okay. I love it. And one of those, I need like a description. Like I need to Google one of those things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm super excited to have you, man. When I got to visit you guys back in, what was that? Was it October? I feel like.
Yeah.
I had such an amazing time with you guys. I got to spend time with my brother and his wife and his family. I do got to share a quick story, before we get into this too far. As his introduction is intimidating, his family is also my son. It's crazy. So I went and visited Utah, got to spend time with my niece and my nephews. And I got to say, never in my life have I felt more inadequate or under pressure to perform. I felt like I got it. So when I was out there, I had an opportunity to talk to, first I saw you, we chopped it up about finances for a while. And that one was a little more natural for me. I was a little more excited. I am self-educated. I know you are as well, and also collegiate educated and continuing your collegiate education. But me and you our lane was the same. I was okay.
Yeah, we're in the same. Mm-hmm.
And you are going for your bachelor's degree in business finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Business advisor, okay. And your goal there is to be, I remember you talking about one or two avenues you were thinking about landing in. What are those two avenues?
I'm interested in either corporate finance or financial analysts.
Awesome. All right. So this degree will open both those doors for you, and you can kind of pick which one you go through, or maybe you go through a little bit of both. I don't know what that looks like. All right. Mm-hmm. Not being collegiate educated. Yeah. Anyway, so what intimidated me about this meeting, I was very proud of my brother and my nephews and my niece and my son, mind you, because all of them, despite their fathers, and I'll throw myself into that as well, are bound to be incredibly successful. And that's crazy because we raised you. So I don't know how that works out. But,
I don't know.
And my brother raised 4. I'm just going to put most of that on Lana. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put most of that on Lana. Mm-hmm. Just throwing it out there. So I'm sitting there. We're having a great conversation. You're going for your bachelor's degree. That's already like, yo, what the hell? Maybe you go for a master's later. I don't know what your world looks like.
Yeah.
Then your sister, my niece Michaela, walks in.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I realized I was outmatched. I was already outmatched with you, but the margin wasn't as drastic.
Yeah.
She comes in and she's right now going for her master's in psychology, mental health, kind of something like that. See, I can't even explain it because
I can't either.
So what I know is we sat down and we chopped it up, and she's going for her master's. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we chop it up, and she's saying words that I need definitions for. Like her explanations needed explanations. Okay. Yep. And so that was crazy for me. The one that sticks out to me is intergenerational trauma.
Yeah,
That one
insane.
hit. That one hit.
We
I
both
don't
had
even know I couldn't
our
give you the exact
dictionary apps
definition. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So then your girlfriend comes in,
Hmm.
Ilani, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She comes in and she's going for high education in pediatrics or
No, she wants to be a physician's assistant.
physician's assistant.
So a PA.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
so she
you're
wants to
good.
be a PA, so a physician's assistant. So she's going and she's driving high level medical stuff here.
Yeah.
And then Michaela's boyfriend, then now fiance,
Yeah.
his name is Josh.
Hmm.
And he is, see, I'm getting a cosign from Dylan on everything. Make sure I'm
Yeah.
right here.
You're
He's
doing
keeping
good.
me
You're doing
honest
good.
here. And he's already got his master's in
Yeah.
a similar field as Michaela, correct?
Hmm.
And so the intimidating thing about all of this is these guys are smart as hell. Okay. And they're going for bachelor's and masters. And, I was just trying to make it. You kids are doing crazy things. Okay. And so
Hey, we're doing the same thing though.
and then you got my son Caden, who is a math whiz.
Yeah.
And he wants to be an engineer.
Hmm.
It's insanity. I haven't been able to help my son with math since he was in the 7th grade.
Seventh grade, I feel like, is generous.
Actually, you bastard, you might be right. You might be right. I'm going to say 7th grade to save myself a little bit. It might have been the 5th grade. Listen, he got the math gene. I don't know if it skips. I don't know where it came from, but he's got it. And he wants to be an engineer. And it's like he's doing physics and
He's killing.
it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say all that to say, never have I been more proud of my brother and your mother, or even myself and Alicia. I'm gonna give myself a little.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
even if it was by accident, Caden made it. Okay, Caden.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah.
It was inspiring to be in that room. I will say this. It was intimidating because damn, you guys are smart. Okay, but it was inspiring because it showed me all the different things you guys are doing. We got Braden's doing, he does his own investment and reads financial reports and stuff, right?
Yeah.
At 17, 18, like that's crazy. And then Cameron is like a universal soldier. He looks like, I sent his Christmas present. You know what that man bought with the Christmas present that I sent to him with the gift card?
Oh, I saw it. I think I saw it in the fridge.
Steak and chicken, like protein.
Yeah.
The man bought protein. Okay,
He went to Whole Foods,
which
got
I ain't even mad at you.
himself
He went to Whole Foods and he sent me the message, and I love it. And I know,
Yeah.
see, he doesn't.
So hard.
He's not, and maybe it's just me. He's not a big talker. I don't know if if that's his energy or because he's not a big talker. I can't. He'll give me little glimpses.
Yeah, it takes him a minute.
But it's him and Caden that I both fear could whoop my ass. The only one I'm not incredibly worried about is Caden. We talked about this before because I'm like, with Caden, I know he loves me. I know he respects me. So I know he realizes he probably could, but he won't do it.
Right.
Especially because I feed him.
It's out of respect. Yeah.
Just and then
as long as the food keeps coming, then he's set.
That's well, I'm gonna keep feeding that something. Trust me.
Yeah, you keep doing that.
If he's ever angry at me, I'm just gonna throw out a Chipotle burrito. Like,
yep, good idea. Just get the DoorDash ready.
Are we good? Are we good? Like, I know you're upset, but like, let's eat.
Yeah,
let's revisit this conversation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to tell that story because I'm incredibly proud of my brother, your mother, Lana. It's no secret how I feel about your mother. She's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And I know that she is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful influences on Scott, my brother, and how successful he is. And I just love both them to death. And I'm just proud of them for the children they're raising. I'm proud of you and Michaela for picking great partners because I think they're amazing. It was so fun hanging out with them. But anyway, that's it. I wanted to just touch on those things. Now, let's get into some stuff. All right.
Let's
I
do it.
wanted you on this channel because when I sat and talked to you for about a good hour while you were doing your homework, I was
Yeah.
interrupting the hell out of him. I know he wasn't getting shit done with me there, but we had such a great conversation. And so I just want to dive into some stuff. First thing I want to talk about is saving and spending habits. As you know, on this channel, we want to encourage people to be better with their spending, better with their saving, better with their investing, just better overall, just financial literacy is the goal, right? So
Mhm.
for you, how would you describe your spending and saving habits?
I would say I've always been a saver. My dad always taught us to budget ever since we were young, and in fact, I probably save too much at this point. I fear spending rather than, I don't know. I'd just rather see a bigger number on my phone than any like worthless thing I could buy.
And so we talked before when you were out here, and
Mhm.
I remember you saying, one, the fear jumps out at me, the fact that you're fearful, which I find
Mhm.
interesting because I was definitely not afraid to spend everything.
That's fair.
I was almost allergic to saving most of my life.
Yeah.
But where do you think that comes from? Like the fear of, you said two things that I want you to double back on. One is
Mhm.
what do you think that fear comes from? And then two, you said you like the number. You get more enjoyment from that number versus, any material item that you could purchase. Go into that a little bit
Mhm.
more.
I feel like a lot of it is just pride, pride from not only myself, but also my parents always had access to my bank accounts.
Okay.
So I would tell myself that the higher number that is, I don't know, the more proud my parents would be for for how like responsible I am.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So it was always nice.
So you got pride. You got pride from
Mhm.
to you. It was like, like I don't know if you were playing sports. If you scored a touchdown, you want to
Exactly.
see you want to see the hard work. You want your parents to see and be proud of you for the hard work you've accomplished.
Yeah,
Love it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's recognition, and
Love it.
it was always nice. And I still, like, my dad still has access to my bank accounts. Like, it's,
Well, if it motivates you all the way, I know
yeah,
it's
I'm
safe.
good.
I know he ain't gonna touch it, so you good.
Yeah, yeah.
You get pride from showing your parents how good you're doing, which I love. And so, what does the fear come from, though?
I really don't.
Is it because your dad's really mean and if do
Probably.
this if you're not safe?
Yeah. I'll
think that's-
blink a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, is he there?
Yeah,
Is-
he's right.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Messed up
We
for
don't.
the
I don't want to.
both.
No, sorry. I think he's
Yeah,
texting me.
anyways.
I think he's texting me. Anyway, but I'm sorry. I joke around. But
No, you're
where
good.
does the fear come from? Do you think?
Honestly, it's always been like that. I always know that I need to have some type of saving in my account before I can spend any crazy amount. It was always shoes when I was growing up, ever since I was like 10.
Yep.
It was always, I'll spend a couple of $100s on a pair of shoes, but as long as I know I have my savings still there, then I'm good. So it was always just
Okay.
budgeted, and everything was on track, so I could eventually spend on what I wanted to buy, like shoes, but it wasn't like I could buy food every day or something like that.
Yeah. When you spend money, let's say $200 on some shoes. Well, I mean, maybe it's $200. These shoes are getting ridiculous. But
Yeah, they're getting rough.
if when you spend money, do you ever have like buyer's remorse? Like, do you ever
For
feel
sure.
like, do you have that?
Yeah, and I know we talked about this when I was in Arizona. Like, you spend $400 on a pair of shoes, they show up. I mean, you smell them. It's a beautiful thing. And then you close the box and then you put it right back in the closet. Like,
do a couple walks around the room.
yeah,
and then
even that I'm worried about. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not taking a risk. I don't even want to put my foot
I
in
love it. But they are. And then, okay, so the reason I ask you that question is because
Yeah.
I make no secrets about it. The reason I started this channel is because I want people to learn what I wish I would have learned at a younger age. And I did not spend my money or save my money. Like when I was your age, it was like
In and out.
it was, I had it spent before the check hit. Like it was gone.
Yeah,
I was very, very, very good, like Olympic gold medalist at spending money. I could
that
spend
is
it.
impressive.
I could make it. I was really good at making it,
Yeah.
but I was very good at spending it.
Why do you think that
And
is?
I think I like to attribute it to, and if I were to analyze, Michaela would probably be able to tell us better. Okay, we should probably
Definitely.
have her on here because
Yeah, yeah, we need,
she could probably tell.
yeah,
But I'm going to lump it back to intergenerational trauma at some point.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think for me, there's two advantages that I think that you and my son and your siblings and my son have in their favor or in your favor is that you have some type of an example in the home that can show you what right looks like.
Hmm.
Growing up the way I did, my mother raised us by herself. She was very poor. She did not know how to teach us money. My mother taught me work ethic, but she wasn't able to teach me how to manage money because she didn't have any. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and I think coming up the way we did, I think that I spent money because I finally had it and I felt like I deserved it, like I've been deprived my whole life. I deserve this. I'm going to, and once I started being able to make money for myself, it was an incredibly empowering thing. And I too got a lot of pride from the money in my bank account, that number. I just I didn't build it. I just was like, boom, it's there, spent, back to zero. And I got a lot of pride from doing that over and over again.
Yeah, because then you hit that feeling every week.
It's like it's a dopamine rush.
Yeah,
so I got into sales young, and I was able to teach myself to make, to write my own checks. Sales, you make your own money. It depends on how good you are. I think that's where mine comes from. But I never had that fear you had, where I never had that fear when I was spending the money. And the reason I asked you if you have buyer's remorse is because now I do. Like now, because I've gone through what I've gone through and spent all my money and got into debt, got into a hole, had to claw my way out, and been stacking for years ever since because I hit rock bottom. Now I do have that remorse. Like like I'll spend money.
You're bound to after that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't need that. And I got to give myself a break sometime. As we talked about, when you were out here too, we talked about the fear, and you talked about how some of your parents and your peers and maybe your girlfriend, they think that maybe you could give yourself a break and spend a little bit more. Because you do save a lot.
I do.
So talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, this is definitely, it's a challenge for me to like spend and splurge and go and do a bunch of fun things. But I know everyone tells me I need to do it. But honestly, I'm at the point where like I'm good. Like I'm happy to save. I like seeing the money stack up. I'd rather have that than, I don't know, little things. But everyone tells me, Dylan, you need to spend more. Dylan, you need to go out, go buy yourself something,
Yeah.
But I don't know, part of me and me is just like, it's just that fear. It all roots back to it.
Let me ask this question. One, I don't disagree. I see it from both perspectives because nobody was telling me to stop spending. I wish somebody would have.
Yeah.
And it's for you, it's different. They're saying, you work, spend some of your money. One, I'll say this. You've got to do what you're comfortable with. My opinion, anybody else's opinion, and is irrelevant if you're not comfortable. The only thing I would ask is, what are you saving for? What's the goal of saving all this money?
Honestly, it's just to create a better future for myself. And I know, like, my girlfriend and I will get engaged, we'll get married, spend the rest of our lives together. I know Yeah.
Love it. You saw
Yeah,
it here
I
first.
yeah.
Go. She's awesome, by the way. Go
She
ahead.
is. I know that the work that I'm doing now is it's an investment to like not only my future but hers and our family's future. So it's worth it in my eyes to
I
save
like it.
now.
But is it for me? I'll say for me. So for me, I'm saving because one, I'm playing catch up. If
Mhm.
I had, but I'm saving to retire. I want to travel the world. I want to just relax. I want to, be able to go see maybe my grandbabies if Kay never has kids, go see them, see my family more. And I just want to not have to work at some point.
Right.
And that's what's driving me, right? It's just to hang up the work, hang up the job, right? And I love my job, but I just want to hang it up. So
Sure.
what's your like what's your purpose for your saving?
Honestly, it's all emotional.
Okay.
It's just seeing it. It's just knowing that I have it's like a sense of protection for me.
Okay.
It's yeah, so it's all emotional. I don't
Money is emotion. I get it.
for sure. I know I don't know. I know I'll probably retire early. I know all that'll probably happen, but it's just that layer of protection that I'll always have.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a number in your mind that you want to achieve? Or have you
No.
planned that out far enough? Okay.
No, not yet.
Only reason I'm asking this question is because I wonder, Alicia tells me this all the time, is what will be good enough for me? Because every time I hit a mile marker, I raise the bar.
Hmm.
And for people like us, and I'm going to put us in the same category here that are savers now, you obviously a lot younger than I started, but I would encourage you to think about your end game because at some point you got to have enough,
Hmm.
and if you don't give yourself that grace, I feel like you'll never release that anxiety that comes from spending money.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no, I
think
like that. Yeah.
Michaela might support me in
She would
in
be on that
this.
for
I
sure.
feel like she might support me in this
She would.
diagnosis.
If she
Okay.
was mediating right now,
I think she would be like, I think he has a fair point, though.
Mike is totally right. Yeah.
For once in a while, he's got good ones.
Yeah.
I just think it's important because Alicia's called me out on it before. Like, when is enough going to be enough for you? Because when
Hmm.
I got to the house when I got to a certain dollar amount in my brokerage account, all I did was start a new Excel sheet with the higher goal.
Yeah.
And, and that drives me. But we do have to have an end game, I think. I mean, who's to say you have to? I'm no specialist
Hmm.
in anything, but I do think it's important to have some type of end game because then you don't, at least okay, I achieved something. So maybe you can exhale for a second and be like, hey, man, I
For sure.
freaking, maybe by 30 you want to be this, maybe by 40 you want to be this, whatever.
Hmm.
Should you spend a little bit more? If you're saving the way that you are, maybe. Who
Hmm.
am I to judge? But also, I do think that you should just do what you're comfortable with. Right.
Definitely.
So let's get into this. Do you do any budgeting? Like, how do
I
you
do.
plan out walk me through that?
Oh, I do too much budgeting, honestly.
I love it.
I got every budget spreadsheet you can think of.
Okay.
Um, I learned I recently learned in accounting class how to do a cash flow budget. So
Okay.
it's essentially how businesses budget over the next like 1 to 6 months. So it's essentially measuring everything that's all your inflows and outflows over the next
Mhm.
4 months. Like what are my fixed expenses? What do I assume my variable expenses will be? What do I know my income will be? And every month it's a little different. So I honestly really enjoy doing it. Just because I know in the future spending is easier for me
Mhm.
because it's more like thought through, and I know I'm okay to spend it, rather than I'll be emotionally spending and then credit card statement will hit and I'll be like,
Yeah.
that's an unwanted surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
so it's always important for me to limit my spending, but also give myself a little bit just to do things.
Okay. You talked about fixed and variable. So fixed stuff, I'm assuming, is your basic, like like your every month it's the same thing. Whether I don't know, like cell phone bill, your maybe car insurance, maybe your car payment, Netflix, stuff like that, right? What would you classify as some of your variable stuff?
Gas. I mean, I can't tell you exactly when I'll have to fill up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends on how often I drive. So I just make a number. I assume that's what it is. And if it's lower than that, I just give myself that extra $20 that month or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, any variable is just like food, honestly. Some months I'll spend $300 on food. I'll spend $40 on food. Like, it all depends on where I'm at and how I'm feeling. Or like what diet I'm on at that time. But
I know that. I know that. Shoot.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you budget any thing for like entertainment, like fun stuff? Like, do you budget like your, I don't know, dates and stuff like that? Would that fall under your variable, or where would that fall?
Honestly, that's kind of after all my variable costs.
Okay.
I find out what I have left after all my expenses and all my hopeful savings to have by then, and then whatever left over I have, I'll split it by 4 and give myself that budget every week per month.
Nice. And so you plan 4 to 6 months ahead. You said, I think you said, right?
Generally 4.
Okay. And you learned that in accounting in college.
Yeah, managerial accounting.
Did you I'm curious, because they didn't teach financial literacy in any high school I went to. Did they teach that type of shit in your high school?
I think it was, they did teach it, but you have to specifically enroll in the class.
So
but
it wasn't
required.
required learning. I think that should be required learning, right? Like,
I agree.
Budgeting,
that's a big deal.
Budgeting and saving and just compounding interest. Like, what's your favorite quote? Say your favorite quote. I know what it is. Go. What's your favorite quote about compounding interest?
No, you tell me. Whatever I'm trying to say.
You know what? I Googled that, and it's not even 100% sure that Albert Einstein said that.
That's what
they
my
think
professor
it's
says,
theoretical,
so
but we're gonna give it claim. Regardless, It was just funny because I was looking at that and I just went down a rabbit hole about compound. I just posted something this week about compounding interest. What is it? He who understands it he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Right?
Yep. Exactly.
Look, how you
got it down.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, look at all those books you got back there.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them. Hey, this is a really good one, by the way. Think and Grow Rich. This is all about mentality. You would really
That's
like
a good one. Okay.
I got a lot of good ones, man. I got a lot of good ones. I like books. That's how I teach myself. I mean, I get a lot of confidence from it, but I feel like this stuff should be taught in school, man. And they didn't teach us that, man. I remember them teaching me how to fill out a resume because they just wanted me to get a job, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like
even that, I didn't learn how to do that.
Yeah. Well, they taught us. They said, "Hey, you're gonna get a job."
Yeah.
All right. So when you're doing that cash flow breakdown, right? Is there a specific dollar amount or percentage that you're putting towards savings? Do you do it in pieces? Like, how does that work?
Honestly, I usually spread out my paycheck based off percentages.
Okay.
I know generally what will cover all my costs, and I know what percentage will be taken out of my account automatically because I have like automatic savings into my brokerage.
Yeah.
So money will come out every week and and I don't see it. And yeah, I just know percentage wise how much will be expense and how much I can save and how much I can spend.
Nice. So to wrap up the savings, the spending and savings section of our conversation today, you talked about something super important that I want you to dive in a little bit more on, which is your father, your parents, and what type of impact they had on your spending and saving. Because I don't think a lot of families don't want to talk about money. They
No.
don't. If they have, well, yeah, a lot of people just don't. I don't. At least maybe just in my upbringing. Maybe my mother
No,
didn't
for
have
sure.
any money, so she didn't want to talk about money, right?
Hmm.
But your parents did talk to you about money.
Hmm.
How powerful was that on your behaviors?
I honestly don't think I would be as good with money unless that wasn't the case for me. Like money's always just been an open topic in my house. It's always brought up. Basically, each of us know all of our own financial situations that's going on.
I love it.
So it's always been there, and it's never been a downfall, but more of a advantage, honestly. Like people are afraid of it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to say how much debt you're in. You don't want to say you have like $50 in your bank account because you're telling yourself that you're not responsible or something like that. But it comes back to pride. Like I feel better when other people understand like what's going on with me, and it also, I don't know, I feel like it helps my family too when they talk to me, who's educated and stuff like this, and I can help them with different scenarios and things like that.
I love it. I do think it is important to talk about. I think all families should. And I always tell people it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you save.
Hmm.
And I know people who make a lot of money and they look rich and they got nice cars and they got
Hmm.
nice houses, but it's a house of cards and it's going to
Yeah.
fall.
Hmm.
And I know people who make 60 grand a year and drive beat up pickup trucks. They got more money than people that make a million a year.
Yeah. I mean, how you manage money is just as important as how much money you have
I
coming
would
in.
I would I would say more. You know,
Yeah.
your behaviors with money are so important. And the you mentioned something so powerful. You said people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to admit that they only have a certain dollar amount in their bank account. I
Hmm.
think there is a stigma to it, you know? I think overspending in our country is a addiction. I think it's this no different than alcoholism or drug addiction or anything. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out.
No, you're right.
I do think spending money is an addiction. It's
Hmm.
something that we're wired to do. In fact, I read this crazy book, this awesome book. Where the hell is it? Oh, I think I showed you this, but I'm going to show you this right now. I just want you to see this. This book right here. If you're a big book reader, read this one right here, okay?
Hmm.
This one talks about how we're wired to hunt for things since back when we were in caves hunting for food, hunting and gathering for food. It talks about here we get endorphins from the hunt of purchases. The only difference between now and hundreds of or thousands of years ago is now we hunt on Amazon.
Hmm.
We don't have to hunt for food anymore, right? It's on every freaking corner. So
Yeah.
we still have hunting instincts.
Hmm.
It's just changed on what we're hunting for. That's why
Yeah.
we get those endorphins. And then when we were in caves hunting animals, we would hunt. The thrill of the hunt was everything. Then you killed it, you ate it, gone. Just like you talked about now it's in the closet somewhere, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I do think that we're wired, and if we're not familiar and if we're not aware of it, we will spend all of our damn money. And most people do.
Yeah.
Most people don't got $5,000 in their bank account. Some
Yeah.
people
I
got
mean,
money in a 401k, but Personally, I don't think all your money in a 401k is the best option either. I think you have to have different things, because a lot of people don't realize that when you when you start tapping into that 401k, you got to pay tax on your contributions. You got to pay tax on your employee match, which is fine. It's free money, but you got to pay tax on that. And then you got to pay tax on your gains. So I think you're better off having multiple places to pull money from. But there is a fear, and I think there is a stigma, and people don't want to talk about. People want to look like they have money. And I think I read this quote. I can't remember who. I want to say it was Jim Carrey. Okay. At this day and age, social media posts have a picture and a quote next to them. I feel like it's been so diluted. You don't know who the hell said what anymore. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah. But the one I saw had a picture of Jim Carrey. Okay. And so that's it. And he said, if you aren't willing to, in that quote, he said, if you're not willing to downgrade your life for a year or two so that you can live the life you want for the rest of your life, then you care too much about what people think.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it boils down to is we want our neighbors to see our cool car. We want our neighbors to see our cool house. We want, quite honestly, we want people that we don't give a shit about. We don't even like them.
Yeah.
But it's important that they know we got money. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I could tell you hundreds of times I've seen people come in to the bank, Louis Vuitton bag, nice car. I'll see their balance, and it does not reflect that. I'll tell you that.
Love it. Go deeper, bro. You give them the inside scoop.
I've seen it all. I've seen all the loans. I've seen everything that you wouldn't think after seeing what they got on and what they drive up with.
Bro, it's so big, and I thought, and this is no judgment. I did it. Okay,
no, yeah,
so I get it. I think that we have this ability. We just want people to know we made it, that we're doing okay. The problem is we're not doing okay. And it looks like we're doing okay. And we're actually getting our teeth kicked in, and we just don't want to stop. We don't want to talk about it. So it's the same thing. These people that are going through this, I know for a fact when you're in it, it's suffocating. It's just pressure on your shoulders, on your chest. You just feel like
trapped.
You just feel trapped. And it's heartbreaking for me. That's just why I would like to talk about it more, because it's sad for me to see people struggling like that. And I've been there, and I know what it feels like, man. And so the most empowering thing that ever happened to me is once I got into debt, I now have the same excitement you get about seeing your balance grow. Trust me, I get you now, my boy.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years older than you, and I get it. Okay. Yeah. And it brings me so much joy to look at that. I'll show Alicia, like, babe, look where we at.
Like, we're rolling. Yeah.
We cooking, right? But I had to learn the hard way. And I'm really glad that you're not having to learn that hard way. There is a lot of fear, and people don't want to talk about it, but it's going to crash and this is my, plea to anybody watching this video or watching any of my channel. Like, it's going to fall apart. It's going to crash. You can't maintain it. You can't maintain continuing to add to your debt and hope that you're ever it's just going to change. There's no bailout. There's no government bailout like the banks got. We don't get bailed out. The banks get bailed out. We don't get bailed out. You're gonna hit rock bottom at some point. So, one, better spending habits, better saving habits, better investing habits. So let's get into a conversation we had when we were out here about risk and investments. You had two types of risk that you broke down to me. Break it down for the people listening.
Yeah. So there's diversifiable risk.
Okay.
So that's essentially, it's avoidable. I mean, and then you also have systematic risk, and that's unavoidable. And what I mean by that is, like, if I told you, Mike, we're going to invest in one company we're going to put everything in this one company, what's our risk? What do you think it is?
Well, it's 100% risk. I mean, we
100%.
got
Yeah.
all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, CEO makes one bad call, you lose like all your money.
Could go great. You could make a ton of money, and you can lose it all.
You could make bank. Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. So diversifiable risk, think of it as a chart. So it'd go here. Diversifiable risk is right here. This is the level of risk, y-axis. X-axis is like how many assets you have, how many stocks you have. So diversifiable, it starts when you have one stock, it starts at 100%. Because you worry about every decision a company makes. You're worried about every little thing that could happen to this stock. And it eventually, the more assets you have, it'll kind of even out by the time you hit like 30 to 50 assets. It'll eventually even out to systematic risk, which is essentially market risk. It's unavoidable. Whatever the market does, your portfolio will end up doing. And the market's consistently increasing over time. So if you're going long term, it's always good to have a systematic risk portfolio, or I should say systematic focus portfolio.
Gotcha.
It's important to have more than one. I mean, if you're going short term, I mean, you could go diversifiable. You just have to know that the risk is 100%.
Yeah. Or 50 if you got 2 or 3 stocks, whatever, right? But
exactly, yeah.
now I assume when you're saying as we go from 1 to 30 or 40 or 50, obviously those would be spread around different sectors, right? Because I imagine if we had 30 tech stocks,
right,
does it still fall along the same lines of systematic risk because it's still kind of heavily favored in one sector?
Yeah, I mean, you as long as they're like responsible stocks, I mean, any company that you could name right now, like any famous Apple, Amazon, things like that, just safe stocks. That's more focus on the example that I'm showing. If you go invest in 30 different crypto, like it'll be a very it'll be a very different outcome. It doesn't matter how many you have. Yeah.
So systematic is basically it's just your risk is the risk of the market, right? Which I talk on the channel a lot about index funds. You know, most people in my experience, and one of the fears that I had when I first started investing is how do I research the companies? How do I know when the right time to buy is, and yada, yada, yada. So I first got started in index funds because I just thought, okay, I'm buying, S&P 500 index fund. I'm buying 500 stocks, and the average on VOO, which is one I use, which is an exchange traded fund, is like 10.5 over the last 50, 60 years, which to your point is kind of like the market, right? That's like the market back.
Yeah, it's usually, 11%.
And then you have all market ones like VTI. And then you have like something, the reason I was bringing that up is because you have things like QQQM, which is the NASDAQ 100 ETF. And that one is a little more volatile, because it is all tech stocks, right? But also the growth over the last 10 years is, I think, 18 versus 11.
Yeah, I mean, it could be higher, yeah.
It could be higher, but I think also more volatile, right? But
yeah.
And again, those are going to be your top tech stocks, They shoot the top 5, Magnificent 7 is where most of the money is anyway. Do you have an investment that you made that you regret? Do you feel like sharing anything like that?
Honestly, the short-term emotional ones that I'll see. When I used to have social media, I'd see a video, hey, buy this stock right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be rich tomorrow. I'm set. I'll put $100 in this, something light, and it's gone in like an hour. It's a dangerous game.
Don't do that. All right. And see, that's what I'll never be on this channel, man. I encourage self-education. I encourage people to make money in any way, shape, or form you can, whether it's opening a business, whether it's investing in stocks, whether it's opening and selling a business, if it's in real estate, whatever your cup of tea is. I like investing because I feel like everybody can get into it. There's no barrier. You know what I mean? You don't have to.
Absolutely.
You don't have to have a real estate license. You don't have to put up hard money. You don't have to do a hard money loan. You don't have to know how to flip a house. You can just, if you got extra cash, you can turn it into more money, right? And that's where I'm lazy. I want easy stuff. I don't want to depend on a rent. I don't want to. I'm not big into real estate. Like I don't want to own property that I got to deal with a renter if he's going to pay the bill dead on time, or if he's going to trash my house or any of that shit. I don't. The market is unemotional. The market is the same to everybody. It doesn't care who you are. You're going to get the same result, right? And it's just a question of when you buy or when you sell, basically, right?
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be a channel where we say, "Hey, buy this stock here and sell it here," because one, I don't know where the top and bottom is, nor does any of those people that are telling you to buy stocks. I think that's incredibly reckless. I think that I don't think anybody should do that. Do you have an investment that you're most proud of?
Honestly, I'm proud of the ones that I never pulled out. Like
Do you give me an example of one of your favorites? You don't have to say anything about it or nothing. And we're not saying buy this stock right now. I'm just asking him specifically about his. Give it to me.
I mean, when I turned 18, I bought Amazon. Like, I put a bunch of money in Amazon. I don't know what I'm doing. I know Amazon's a good company. I know I buy from them all the time. I assume they'll probably do well. And that's probably been my most top performing stock. Another one is
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Another one is like Walmart. Same idea. Like I got a Walmart.
Love it.
I got a Walmart down the street. I know that's a successful business. I see cars going in and out of there every day. And that one I've gotten a huge gain on it too. Like it's companies that I believe in, and I don't fear for the daily dips that they have. Like I don't have to ever worry about them regardless of where they are in the market. They're
going to have some down. Like Amazon was down for a little while, but it always came back. And if you held it since you were 18, bro, you're doing good.
Yeah.
I always tell people that's the funniest thing about investing is everybody's like, it's so complicated. No, it's not.
No.
Go to the business.
Yep.
I always tell people this. If you're on Amazon how many times does Amazon come to your house? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's at my fucking house a lot. So if it's at my house all the time, you have to start thinking to yourself, okay, well, just go sit on your porch and watch how many houses it stops at.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that's a bad place to put your money?
Yeah. Count how many Amazon vans you see on your way to school or something.
When you go to Walmart, I talked about Walmart. I love Walmart. Walmart's one of my most, people laugh at me when I say this. Well, which one of your best? They want some extravagant name. They want me to give them some crazy secret. Like, oh yeah, I got this special this company that's making this laser that'll do.
Yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah.
What? Walmart? Yeah, you know that place you shop at all the time. You go. Yeah, Walmart. It's that simple. But I'm a holder. It sounds like you're a holder too. Definitely. You don't do day trading, buy and sell all the time.
Every once in a while, if I have a down day,
feel a little squirrely.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go crazy every once in a while.
I'll buy a hold. I do have a lot of money in index funds. I do think it's just what I like to do is if I do any short term, sometimes I'll get a wild hair and I'll be like, you know what, I'll hear about some, some news on a stock that potentially could make it rise a little bit, and if I see a catalyst that's going to make, I'm looking for catalysts, right? And if I read about one, if I come across one when I'm just looking at stuff and I think that might jump, I might buy a little bit. I'll set $1 in my head that I'm going to sell it at. And then as soon as it hits that $1, I don't care. I'm done. Unemotional. I'm done. If it's at 50 and it goes to 60 and that's where my number is, or if it's at 50 and it goes to 80 and I sell it and it goes to 100, okay. All right. I sold a little early, whatever. I still made some money. But then a lot of times what I do to control myself so I don't get into that day trading mentality, because I don't want to be a day trader, I'll then take that money and put it into an index fund. Because once it goes in my index fund, that money gone.
Yeah, that's smart.
Because there's no reason to ever sell an index fund, in my opinion. Like, what are you going to do? Sell it and trade it for another index fund? Like, you might as well just let it roll.
Yeah. Right.
So that's a way that I control myself. And that's another way that got me. And this will be a helpful tip for anybody out there when it comes to spending. I'm a spender. How I helped myself was I have my savings account and my brokerage account that I get 3-4% on. And then I have my actual brokerage account, right? Or my trading account. Once that money goes from my bank account to the brokerage account, that money gone. I don't got it.
Yeah, that's smart.
And what drives me is my checking account balance, because it's not very big, because that money gone. I don't have it. And so I always feel like I'm broke.
That's
I always feel, oh damn, I gotta make more money. I don't have no money.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I do. I got plenty. And that's my thing, is that helps me. Once I get in that brokerage account, it's gone. But then also, if I make gains on something, and once it goes into an index fund, it's a wrap. It's never coming out. And then for me, I'm the same way. Walmart, I have Amazon too. We talked about, we won't get into all of that, but that's super cool for everybody to know, is that it's the stuff you use every day.
Mm-hmm.
Investing doesn't have to be hard. I think people make it more complicated than it needs to be.
People are afraid of just the idea. Like, I think there's an intimidation factor when it comes to buying stocks and stuff like that. Like one day's of research can kind of get you the basis, and just try it out. Like, put $100 in there and just buy a couple things. If you lose $100, you lose $100, but just learn, and that's definitely what I recommend. It's so easy to learn from experience. And if you just put $100 in and pretend like it's 10,000, then you'll learn a lot.
The percentage is the percentage, right? You put $100 in there and you make $10, your 10% gains. If you would have put 10,000, you'd got 1,000. Exactly. So that's the other thing about investing that'll drive you nuts too, is because whenever something hits, you're like, damn, I should have put more in.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Anyway, your strategy is diverse. It sounds like you focus on systematic risk, essentially, right? What would you say to somebody who's like, well, I'll put all my money in like 2 of the best companies, and I'll 10x my money versus waiting for your measly 10%. 10%, that's nothing. What would you say to somebody who said that?
I don't have to worry about what that company does. My money will consistently go up over time. You don't know that. Like, you can't guarantee. Any large business can tank. Like, and that'll ruin your day. That'll ruin your week. That'll ruin your life savings. Like, you're playing a dangerous game. But if you play the long game, systematic is definitely the way to go. And that's why ETFs and index funds are smart, as you said.
I think and then for you, you're a little more knowledgeable or not a little bit, a lot more knowledgeable. So I think you'd be easier to pick up. For somebody who's just starting out, just an index fund is just simple. Like I always just say, and then people are fearful about timing the market, right? What are your thoughts on dollar cost averaging? That's something that I like, but like, just because it's hard to time the market, I've been doing it for years. I suck at it. I don't know how good you are at it, but I've always missed the top and I always missed the bottom. But what are your thoughts on dollar cost averaging?
I mean, I really like it. Like, I'm with you on this. Like, it's a good route to go. I honestly look at each stock individually based on like their beta and stuff like that. Their beta is basically a measurement between how it is affected by the market. So let's say, and the market's always at 1 essentially. Okay. So if like my beta is a 1.5, let's say market goes down, I'll lose 50% more. But if the market goes up, I'll make an extra 50% on top of whatever the market would go up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I usually look at the beta, and most of my stocks are always close to one, just because I know, like, it's systematic. I know the market will eventually go up. If I'm playing around a little bit, I know the market's low. I'll buy low with a stock that has a really high beta, and then once the market shoots up, I'll sell it, and then I just keep going like that if I'm day trading. But other than that, it's just long term and closer to the beta.
Yeah, I just think for me, it's helped out a lot. I do two things. I've learned a couple of tricks. One is dollar cost averaging is pretty. I try to consistently weekly buy. If I'm focused on a particular index or a particular company, that's tend to what I do. I don't really look at the beta. I probably should, But this is why I tell everybody listening, like, listen to him. He's smarter than me. We're using words like beta, y-axis, x-axis. You're not gonna hear none of that shit from me. I'm just gonna keep it very simple, okay? Like we talk about axes, okay?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. Hey, but I love what you're saying, and I think that the simplest way for me is doing that. And then also I leave a chunk of money in cash too, because when there's a big opportunity to buy, like a big dip, recently with the Trump and all the tariffs, I mean, it was dropping every day. I mean, Dow dropped 1,500, and emotionally, that'll scare the shit out of people. I feel bad for anybody who just started investing when that happened, because they probably panic sold. They probably panic sold like a son of a gun. Me personally, people were calling me like, bro, I'm bleeding over here. And I told everybody, I was like, bro, you got to buy more.
Yeah.
If you're in good companies, buy more. Like, if your whole freaking chart is red, that means it's the market. To your point, it's the market. If you got one company that's making you, stressed out, then you need to worry about maybe you got the wrong company. But when I look at my shit and it's all red, I'm like, and I got consumer discretionary in there, I got tech in there, I got financials in there, I got indexes in there. Like, so when I look at it and it's all red, it actually, weirdly enough, now, when I was young, when I was first started investing, it would have made me freak out. But now it brings me peace, because I'm looking at it, it's like everything's red. I'm like, all right, so it's nothing that I'm doing wrong. You know what I mean? If everything's red, it's not anything to do with me. It's just the market. And so what I learned in that is I learned a few years back to buy on the way down, because what I used to do is I'd get like a 10% dip. I was like, that's a huge dip. Let me buy, and then it drops another 10%. And you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So I learned to buy on the way down. So let's say I'm going to invest 10 grand. It drops 10%. I'm buying 2,500 of whatever company I want, whatever index I want, whatever it is. Oh shit! It goes down another 5. It goes down another 5%. Now we're down 15%. Boom, another 25. Oh, now we're at 25. Shit, it keeps going down. Boom, 20. Another 20. And then it makes me feel better, because if it does go down, I'm not mad, because I'm like, I still got a little more extra.
Yeah,
I still got more money to buy. But I do think it's. I learned that from Kramer. I read one of his books. He just taught, buy it in pieces on the way down. I just took little bits from all kinds of books. We talked about this last week about your sleep number. Do you remember me mentioning the sleep number?
Yeah, I do remember this.
And I'm drawing a blank on what book I read that. I want to say it was Random Walk Down Wall Street, but I could be tripping. But basically, it was saying that if your investments keep you up at night, then you need to adjust your diversification to a level where you can sleep.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
I know right. It's literally
simple,
your sleep
but it's
number.
nice.
Because I don't. To your point, when you do systematic risk, or you do index funds, or you pick a bunch of good companies and I think it should be on a wider scale. I don't want to be all in tech personally. I do like having the Walmarts of the world,
Yeah,
the Costco's of the world, the financials of the world. I like those things. Your sleep number basically is it just talks about like if your investments are keeping you up at night, you need to diversify to a point where you can sleep.
I
To your
love
point,
that.
yeah. So I just thought that was simple. I was like, bro, that's smart. And then
Yeah.
I think that as you grow in investing, you mature and you become more callous to the drops and stuff. You know, if you're patient and you're disciplined, you know everything's going to be okay. Like if those tariffs had hit, that when Trump was doing all those tariffs and the market was dropping, Dow was dropping 1,500 points a day for like 4 days
insane.
straight. All right. 10 years ago, your boy would have been out.
Yeah.
Your boy would have been out. Give me what's left because I'm out of here. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Now I'm like,
it is what it is.
bro, I had money saved for this.
More.
I had money saved for this right here. So, yeah. So anyway, for people out there listening, your sleep number is just if you're investing and you can sleep at night, that's good. If you're investing and it's keeping you up at night, you might want to spread that out a little bit amongst, you might want to try index funds or systematic risk, like he's talking about, whatever. You need to spread that out. So we talked about Amazon too, man. So is Amazon, in your opinion, a tech stock or a consumer stock?
Honestly, closer to a tech stock, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
I've always thought of it as a tech stock. Even with the fact that you're ordering products, I've always just thought of it as a tech stock. But I think some people label it as consumer discretionary.
Yeah.
Now they're going in. Now they're going into, or maybe not consumer discretionary. What's the other one? Consumer staples. Consumer staples. That's what I meant. But now they're doing got AWS, right? Which people don't realize,
crazy.
Which is crazy, right? And you found out how important that was when I was visiting you, right? Right?
It was crazy for me. Like our school and most schools in Utah at least run through an instructor called Canvas.
Yeah.
Almost every school in the state probably uses this. And no one could do any assignment. They couldn't look at any syllabus. They couldn't look at anything. And it was all because AWS had some sort of issue or something like that. No one could do anything. We couldn't see any module. We couldn't see anything. And I went to school the next day and my professor was like, yeah. She's like, AWS runs everything. Like without AWS, like the US would look very different. Like it's so after that I bought so much.
Not even more, right?
I was like, if you're telling me like AWS is that prominent, and now I see it more often. Now I know it's got NFL sponsorships. Like it's just little things.
You gotta. That's what people gotta understand is you gotta understand what how your stocks make money. Like Amazon makes money from a lot of different avenues, and I think their business is scalable. Like they got their hands in everything, and I talk to people like, we talked about McDonald's and Costco. Like McDonald's is a real estate company. They make most of their money from leasing the land to the people that are franchising their restaurants. Costco makes their money from memberships. They don't make their money from groceries. They don't make their money from selling apples and selling bulk freaking hamburger buns. Like they freaking make their money from memberships. And so it's crazy that Amazon has got its, and I've even heard they're going to start developing their own AI chips and stuff too. Like,
oh yeah.
And they're into, when Caden first started investing, I opened Caden a brokerage account because with Fidelity, you can open a brokerage account for a minor at the age of, I think, 14.
Yeah.
So I think Caden was 15 when I opened his, and he wanted to open, I let him pick, I picked one index for him, and then I had him grab a little bit of NVIDIA back then just for fun. That was dope. But
that works.
He picked Amazon. he wanted to go into Amazon, and I told him to pick two. I told him I wanted him to pick two stocks. I wanted him to put thought into why he wanted to pick two stocks. And the two stocks, it's funny you mentioned it. The two stocks he was like, I'm definitely doing these two stocks, was Amazon and not Nvidia, Walmart.
Smart.
And he wanted, and I asked him why. The biggest thing he liked about Amazon was they're starting to do the grocery delivery. That was starting to become more prominent. It wasn't as prominent as now back then. And then he said they also plan to get into prescription drugs. And he was like, I think that'll be huge. I mean, they're going to put Walgreens and CVS out of business. And so anyway, I think Amazon. Yeah. So, but one thing nobody can touch is Walgreens candy. I'm just going to let you know that you can't touch them. The candy, but I'll go there for candy. That's it.
Unbeatable. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a sustainable business.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a sustainable business practice, but at the same time, I'm still going to pop it. I'm still going to pop in from time to time. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about environment. What are your thoughts on how powerful the people that are around you or the environment you're in, how powerful that is on your overall success and your financial success?
I mean, I think it's crucial. Obviously, the people you spend time with are the people who will influence you in everything that you're doing. Like if I'm in a room full of gamblers for the next 6 months, what are my chances of starting to gamble? You know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. Is if you surround yourself with financially responsible people, then you're bound to be financially responsible. Like it's almost a given. And like for me and my family, that's kind of how it was. It wasn't a topic that we were afraid of, but more of a topic that we invited into every conversation, stuff like that. That way we're all responsible with it. It's important to surround yourself with people who have similar goals, not only financially, but any other like moral that you have, any other ethic that you have. You know what I'm saying? It's just so important to have good influences in your life, and like financial influence is just as crucial as any other one.
I agree, man. If you hang around 9 gangbangers, you're going to be the 10th.
Yeah.
If you hang around 9 businessmen, you're probably going to be the 10th. You hang around 9 investors, you're probably going to be the 10th. So obviously you can't necessarily choose your family. You could choose to listen to them. But you mentioned that you guys invite the conversation. So what does that look like? Do you guys, like when you're at dinner, you just grabbing a bite? How do you invite those conversations into the mix?
I mean, it's important for people not to be afraid or timid about it. Like we'll have visitors over and I'll still talk about it, and I'll talk about myself first. That way it's more of an inviting space where you can relate and stuff like that. Like for example, when like Josh came over to our house at first question I asked him was, how much money do you make? First question in front of the whole family.
Dude, hey, Josh holds his own, man. I'm gonna give him some bad love. So how did he respond? Was he like,
he was a little timid. He didn't answer at first, but once he noticed that it's a common subject in our family, not necessarily an exact dollar amount, but just the financial conversation in general. Just like how everyone manages their debt that they have, how everyone manages their investments, everything like that. Like it's important to show that, I don't know, it's important to invite it into the conversation by showing everyone that you're with them and they can relate with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's not like attacking. It's like,
no,
yo, come with me on this journey.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Josh is definitely an attack, but the rest.
I tried to get him too. He held his own with me, man. I tried to get him. I was like, boy, he's smart, man.
Yeah,
I
that
like him.
master's degree will get you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got something for you. I got something for you he's not ready for.
Yeah.
And I learned, so not everything's taught in books. All right.
Mhm.
I learned that much. I will say this, man. He's super smart. But I love the fact that you're saying, like, let's invite the conversation. Let's not okay. When it's the sister's boyfriend, it's definitely got to be attack mode
It's
from
got to be.
initially, right?
Yeah.
Initially, right?
It's all
Eventually,
offense, yeah.
we're in fiance mode. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a little
We're still
different.
going to apply pressure. It's just not going to be full court pressure. This will just be
Right.
triangle defense at this point,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
triangle offense at this point. Like,
Yeah.
does he feel more comfortable with those conversations now? Do you notice now that he maybe initiates those a little bit more often now, or do you still kind of have to pull it out of him?
I think he's definitely started to initiate more. And same thing with like my girlfriend Kaylani. Like at first, money's a sensitive topic. Like we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We eventually got to a point where now it's so easy to talk to her about it, and we both know exactly where we're both at, and it's just getting past that barrier of uncomfort.
Yeah. We got to talk about it, man. And I feel like we need to do this again. And we need this specific topic. We actually need Josh and Michaela on this one.
Yeah.
Because they could give us the psychological perspective of this. They really could.
Yeah.
Because there's something in us that most people don't want to talk about money. And I think it's shame. I think it's, if you don't have a lot of money, you don't want to talk about it. Or if you make a lot of money, but you spend it all, maybe people don't know how to talk about money because they've never talked about money.
For sure.
These conversations that you and I are having are probably weird to 80% of Americans, because it's like, yo, you're talking about systematic risk. You're talking about diversifiable risk. You're talking about compounding interest and saving money. You're saying I can't buy whatever I want whenever I want. Like, this is weird, right? And I do think that the bulk of it comes from our nation is a consumer driven nation. We buy every other country's products. We spend like it's going out of style.
Yes.
And I think it's and people are gambling. And people are gambling on sports now. Everybody's always bought lottery tickets. And what cracks me up too is the same people will be like, Mike, man, investing's risky. And then at the same time, I'm like, didn't you have like a 3-team parlay last week? You lost like
yeah. Yeah. Like, how does that connect?
So investing in Walmart. Investing in Walmart is more risky than you betting on whether Travis Kelce will have 35 or more yards, in conjunction with the Rams got to win by less than 7.
Yeah.
In conjunction with the Eagles, Saquon Barkley got to do a backflip over another running back like he did that one. In conjunction with Scatterborough's got to freaking run 75 yards, and then also CeeDee Lamb has to have 2 touchdowns, and Dak Prescott's got to have no interceptions. That's impossible. Anyway, so my point being is, the same people are like, yo, what kind of risk is that? What type of risk is that? It's not diversifiable. It's not systematic. What do you call that risk?
Yeah. That's just gambling.
That's just gambling.
That's
right?
all it is. Yeah.
And so if I'm a gambler, I'd rather gamble on Walmart or Amazon.
Oh, definitely.
Hell, I'll gamble on NVIDIA. If I'm gonna gamble, I'm at least gonna go somewhere that and then it cracks me up. And the hard part about this channel is I think that people when it comes to financial literacy, I think people can only receive it when they're ready. It's not one of those things like I could tell you you're fucking up so many different ways, but until you're ready to receive it, it's not gonna matter. You know what I mean? So my hope is, and what brings me joy from this channel is a lot of people, I've had a few people reach out to me and say, yo, man, like I opened my brokerage account. I bought $1,000 of VU, man. It's up 6% since I bought it, man. This is freaking cool. And I get the joy of a few people reaching out to me from time to time saying, hey man, I did this, I did that. And that brings me joy. But I never know when I'm going to hit that person at the right time so that it helps them. You know what I mean? And so I think 100% your surroundings are huge. The people you surround yourself is huge. I had to cut some people out. I had to cut negativity out of my life in general. Like if you're a negative person or a person who just can't see an opportunity and everything's against you and nothing's your fault and the world's against you, your boss is against you, everybody's against you. No, none of it's your fault. I don't mess with nobody who takes no accountability. We all fuck up. You got to self-reflect and take ownership of your stuff. So I cut people out. I cut people out, no problem. And the messed up part about it is they don't even know I cut them out because we didn't have a conversation. I just stopped talking to them.
They just disappear. No, you disappear.
Bye. And then, but I'm an energy guy. We talked about this before too. I'm an energy guy. If I don't feel your energy from the jump, man, like I'm already in my mind, in the mid conversation with you, I'm already
thinking about something else.
Yeah, we're never going to talk again.
This is over.
You're never going to see me again.
You don't even know that this is the last time.
This is already wasted energy because you're never going to see me again. I'm never going to talk to you again. I'm never going to call. Like, we should exchange numbers. We can.
I'll give you the wrong number.
Yeah, we're not going to talk again.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to cut anybody out of your life?
Oh, so many times. It's so easy for me to let people go. Like if your interests and your goals and anything like that doesn't align with mine, then it's easy for me to just like drop you out of my life. Not saying that that's like I'm not saying that as like a negative way to say it about like people's lives and stuff like that, but more like it's just easy to focus on myself and my own goals when I know the people around me have similar ones. You know what I'm saying?
Not everybody deserves to have access to you, man. And I think that when we cut somebody off, I don't wish ill of you. Like I don't want you. I hope you're successful. Yeah. I wish you and your family nothing but the best. Over there.
Yeah. Over there. Yeah.
Wherever you're at, just
stay over there.
God loves you the same as he loves me.
For sure. Yeah.
But I can and we should choose who we allow ourselves to be affected by. Like we can't give access to ourselves to everybody. And so I think that's important, man. For me, it's energy, it's negativity, or if you're just a bad person. I mean, if you're just a bad person, I gotta go. Right? And you could tell. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
But so what are some things you've had to cut somebody out for?
Honestly, just like future goals. I've never been a settler. I have a hard time settling for anything. I always and just like you, I always reach for that next goal. Like on your Excel spreadsheet, I always reach for that next thing. Yeah. And if I'm around people who get their job, don't have any goals, just want to spend their money, just have fun for now, they're not future oriented at all. I just can't relate to you on that. I don't want to surround myself with energy like that. only because I want the opposite. I'm very future oriented. I always want to improve and stuff like that. I never want to settle for something that is tolerable for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I think we have a responsibility as if it's somebody you care about, I think we have a responsibility to try to help them, you know,
Absolutely.
but at a certain point we have to realize what's good for us. We do have to put ourselves first.
Mhm.
And I think that at a certain point you realize like, all right, look, I love you. I love you. And I wish you well, but this relationship is, you know, some people are in your life for a season and some people are in it for a reason. And you're in my life for a season. You know,
I like that.
your season has passed. It's now spring.
Yeah.
We're trying new things. Okay?
Yeah.
I think it's super important to realize that. You know, one of the closest people to me, I don't know how you feel about this, but the closest people to me, there's two types of, like, whenever you're trying, let's say you're trying something new, you know, you're going to, you want to start a new business, you want to start a new course study, whatever. You know, there's two types of people. There's the ones that are naysayers, like, oh, that's never going to work, or yada, yada, yada. And then you have what I would call your friends that are like, yo, that's a great idea. Bro, that's dope. Let's poke holes in it. Let's see where the weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is I got good friends like my boy Marco, for instance. I can call him and I could say, yo, I got this idea. His first response will always be, yo, that sounds dope. Let's figure it. But also, we have this relationship where we poke holes, meaning, okay, I want this. Tell me all the reasons why we want to do this. Cool. Love every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look for the negatives. Not in a negative, like we shouldn't do this, but in a sense of like, what are you not seeing because you're blind to it because you're so excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're saying, okay, these are all the positives. What are some things that could be struggles that we're going to have to overcome? And then we talk through those. Cool. Now we know the whole thing. You have this, I'm passionate. When I get an idea in my head, I'm like, yo, let's go. You know what I'm saying? This podcast, shit. It was random Tuesday. I was like, I'm going to get some microphones and do it for the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's
Here
roll.
we are.
That's how I get down. All right. 117 followers later, bro. I can't even go to the store no more. I'm busy.
It's dangerous.
People want my attention. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember the airport. It was insane.
Bro, I had to wear the mask and everything.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. It was nuts. And so, but I see value in that. A true friend, I think, will support you, but then also help you find the things you're not seeing, as opposed to, oh, I'll never, just all negative, just negative. Then it's like, bro.
Yeah.
There's one of them people who's going to watch this today and realize that's when I stopped talking to your ass. So you know. That's why I stopped talking.
That's what I've been thinking this whole time.
Somebody will watch this and be like, that's why I don't talk to that. That's why he never.
Yeah.
I ain't talked to him
That's why
in
he
years.
never responded to me. It can be very revealing.
Oh, man.
It's all right. I'm not worried about it.
Bro. I love it, man. Well, listen. So we talked about spending and saving habits. Let's end with a couple of things. Two things that you want. Two things that if you had children, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Two things when it comes to spending and investing. Spending and saving for that topic. If you had kids, what are two things you would want them to know above all else about spending and saving?
To always have an emergency fund, just in case everything goes bad.
Okay.
Because things will go bad and you will have some bill or something you need to pay off. That'll always happen. And it's always important to have that. Another thing is that's for saving. For spending specifically, just don't spend out of your means. Like if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't go into crazy debt just to have this sweet pair of shoes. I know it's sweet. It's awesome. But
the stress that comes with it ain't worth it.
It's not. And I know it's a beautiful thing when it shows up and you rock it on the first day, you feel great about it, but eventually that'll just tear you to shreds, and you'll want to sell it, but you can't because you already wore them, and you want the
And then
money
it's
back.
depreciated.
You
Even if you
can't.
do, you're going to get half the cost you got from them.
Yeah, you'll buy it and you
If
already
that.
lose half what you bought it for just by
That's it.
purchasing it. Just spend within your means and know your budget.
So your kids, if you had kids, you would want them to make sure they don't spend past their, or stay within their means.
Mhm.
And then also have an emergency fund, save an emergency fund, because things will not always go according to plan.
Yeah.
And that's what the fund's there. If it does go great, cool. You got an emergency fund. You got extra cash. If it doesn't, you're not panicked.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So when it comes, same thing for investments. What are two things you would want your children to know about investing?
Don't invest based off of emotions, but invest based off analyzing whatever you want to invest in.
Mhm.
It's important to do research what you're putting money into. Like if I know I'm gonna, if I see like a TikTok or something like that, and it says to buy some random thing, like I know it's really exciting because you and everyone else who's seen this video is convinced that they're going to make a bunch of money, but you won't unless you do your own research on it and ensure that that's where you want to put your hard-earned money. Like do you want to go get your whole paycheck and just throw it and burn it? Do you want to just do that? Because that's essentially what you're doing if you're not informed on what you're putting money into. You know what I'm saying?
Say that part one more time. Do it again.
Well, do you want to put everything you're investing just into a fire and burn it?
Love it.
No, you don't. Like you want to be informed. You want to know what you're putting your money into. Like even when you buy a shoe, you know you're buying a pair of shoes. You know it's still going to show up. You know you're going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
But why would you trust some random guy on the internet who's telling you to buy this stock for some stupid reason without doing any research on it? And then you lose money the next day. You lose almost all of
And
it.
then investing's bad. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
never
and then
investing.
investing's bad.
That's the worst part. Is if you do something like that and you lose, now you got a bad taste in your mouth about investing, and it's your
Yeah.
fault.
It
Okay,
is.
love it. So, and then what's one other piece of advice you'd like to give your future children about investing?
I mean, I'd start Roth IRA as soon as I could. Like I think that's
I did
so
not pay
important.
him I did not tell him to say that.
Yeah,
Woo! Say it again.
yeah. Start a Roth IRA as soon as you can.
Why?
18 years old, start it. Because, like we said, what Albert said, he who
Compound.
understands compounding interest earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
Bam. Love it.
And that's the beauty of a Roth IRA is you just put money in there, and then once you're ready to retire, you pull it out. You don't
Tax
gotta worry
free.
you don't got to worry
Tax
about
free.
taxes.
That's what everybody tax free. And
Yeah,
you can leave it
and-
to your family tax free since we're talking about future children.
Exactly.
And our IRAs don't have any minimum required distributions.
Nope.
So you could literally let that sucker ride forever. Because compounding interest is great, compounding gains is great, but you do got to pay taxes on your gains in every other scenario. If it's a deferred account, you're going to pay it later. If it's a brokerage account, you're going to pay it when you sell stock.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Roth IRAs. And okay, but let's go a little bit deeper. So you would tell them to open a Roth IRA. That's cool. But what if you could tell them to buy, what would you encourage them to invest in once it's in the Roth IRA?
I would encourage them to do their own research.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay.
Just
Back
because,
to your original, 100%.
yeah, like just because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know every company that'll do well, and I think it was crucial for me to learn about companies and why they do well and why they don't do well. So it's important to learn the information first rather than me just tell you what stocks to buy and what stocks to not.
Love it.
Like you'll
I
never be
love it.
independent in your portfolio if you're just going based off of other people's advice all the time.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. I love it. Trial and error is huge, man. I think you learn so much from just putting it in. Like you said, even if it's $100 with investing, you're going to lose money. It's going to go down. And this is what I was telling people. You don't lose money till you sell the stock. So if you sell it, you lost money.
Yeah.
But if I didn't sell the stock, it's just down.
Yeah. You still have the asset.
I haven't lost anything. That's what people don't get. Like they're like, oh, it's down 20%. I lost 20% of my money. I mean, no, you didn't really. I mean, if once it bounces back, you're good. If you sold it, your ass.
And same thing with the house. Like when you have a house and the housing market goes down, you don't tell yourself you lost money because of it.
Yeah. Ride it out.
You still have the asset. It's still there. Like it'll go back up.
It'll go back up. Might take a few years, but ride it out. Right?
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So environment. And then we're gonna wrap this up because I've taken enough of your time and I appreciate you more than you know. To your future children, what are 2 things that you would want to tell them about choosing their environment and choosing the people that are around them?
For choosing the people who are around you, just stay around like-minded people who have similar goals and aspirations in mind as you do. For the environment, I think it's just important you don't always have to fit in. You can stand out responsibly. And just because you're in a room full of 9 gamblers, you don't have to be the 10th. Like, just do your own research and know who you want to be rather than just be what the people around you are.
I love it. That's it, man. That's it. I've enjoyed having you again. It was awesome seeing you this last weekend. We need to have you out again.
Yeah.
Next time I'm gonna have you on the channel again. We're gonna do a follow up to this, and we'll do it here. Do it in the studio. Thank you for joining us. You've been amazing, guys. Listen, if you listen to him, I wish I would. If I did any of the things he's doing at his age, when I was his age, it would be night and day where I'm at. And I'm in a good position right now. It'd be night and day. It'd be crazy because that compounding interest from the time I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, it builds up quick.
And it snowballs. Snowballs. And once that ball gets to rolling, bro, and you keep consistently putting more in, it's so magical. I can't even say how powerful it's been in my life without feeling like I couldn't even, if I told everybody the truth, like the true story, the true numbers, you wouldn't even believe me. It's that powerful. And so I encourage everybody to just dig in. And I look forward to having to talking to you again in 10 years and seeing where you're at with your discipline and your patience and your consistency. I'll probably be borrowing money in 20. Can I borrow? Can I hold something?
If I let you.
Yeah. Smart. Well done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a rule on money. Okay. Let me give you my little rule. All right. Because money will ruin relationships. You got 2 things. You come to me and ask me for money. You got 2 options. One is if I love you, I'm not going to lend you the money. You can have it. Because I don't want that in between us.
Right.
In fact, the stipulation will be take it. And if you ever give it back to me, we're going to have a problem. Or I'm just not going to lend it to you. Because I'm not going to allow money to ruin a relationship with somebody I care about.
Yeah.
So if I take the paying it back requirement out of the equation, I won't be mad at you. You won't be mad at me. And me and you are going to be happy.
Yeah.
But you're going to find out if I love you, because if I tell you no.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, I really mean that. I really mean that. Like, don't let money come between your relationships. If you're going to give that money to somebody, just give it to them. Just give it to them and just call it a day, because you take that pressure off of them, because now they're like an employee to you. They owe you an explanation. Take that out of the equation and you won't have that problem.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
I like that. No, I like that. Yeah.
Anyway, that being said, man, thank you guys. Thank you, Dylan, for joining me. I really appreciate it. I've had a great time with you. I know that people watching will get a lot out of this. For anybody watching, please, as always, comment, like, subscribe, share with somebody you think might need help. And as always, stop playing and start stacking.